everybody. Welcome to Healing ALS Sunday Community Meetings. This is week 12 of us getting together in a 26-week course on learning ways and how to heal ALS through other pals who have healed through ALS. Okay? We gather together 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and 9 p.m. Europe time. Okay? These recordings on Healing ALS, this is a PAL support webinars. So all of us, we're gathering information to help each other. Basically, we're one big family together in this, okay? And it's important, what resonates with you may not resonate with someone else, but with the information that you have, and we gather things together, you will find what resonates with you, which is very important, okay? This is for educational purposes only. We are not medical professionals and we are not giving medical advice. This is a community and we're gathering together for that. And people have been so successful without a lot of medical advice, and those do need medical advice. So we're not saying or dismissing medical advice. What we're doing is gathering information to make sure we get results and help people heal. And that's what we're after, are the results, okay? Don't dismiss your mindset, attitude, meditation, and prayer. Prayer is very important, okay? It's regardless of your religious beliefs. We're into results. We're not into anything that's political or whatever. No, if you can get results through prayer, regardless of your religious belief, help get those results, because we have had success with that. So don't just dismiss it. Also, healing ALS is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes time. A lot of reversals happen in 5, 6, 7, even 8 years. Some happen very rapidly, not even 1 year, sometimes within months. It depends on their personal situation. And so this is an individualized approach. There is no one thing that fits all for everyone. Have fun while you're doing it. Stay positive, because your cells in your body are so much more receptive to nutrients and everything when you have that positive outlook and that positive attitude. Don't get in that depression or that funk, as people have a tendency to get into. Stay positive, move on, get out of that funk, and keep joy in your life. That is very important. We have some things coming up today that's fantastic. We have Tabyta, who is caregiving for her father, and she's just been amazing. Her father has been, on the positive side, gaining functionality. So Tish, you were supposed to go ahead and introduce Tabyta. Are you here with us?
I sure am. So hold on, let me share my screen. I want to just do a few little thank yous. Scott takes about 4 to 6 hours to get these recordings edited and up on Vimeo. That's why we ask you to give us till Tuesday. So thank you, Scott, for your time doing this every single week. We have some pals every week that help. Aiden Arpa takes screenshots and notes and uploads them for everyone by Tuesday. Denise Burston is now helping answer some of the questions on the website. Kim Fung and Steve Oscott works on graphics. Kim Fung is leading the design team. These guys are all pals. Marcel Didan Kim is from Switzerland. Marcel's from the Netherlands. Steve Oscott's from Canada. You know, just to understand, this is a lot of work. We're doing a lot of things sort of on the side underneath that we are coming in the future, but this is all, we're all working on things. So Marcel and Gabby Faye are leading the committees, which are creating the new knowledge base. Coco Newton is one of many holistic professionals who are going to be helping facilitate the study, the ALS Reversal study, starting in 2021, which we're very excited about. So just so you know, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Mark and Lisa Manchester of the Manchester Project, every single week do a ton. They speak to tons of pals. Kim and Kate Cherry, Brian and Maria Morganson, and Tabyta is just amazing. You'll see how cool she is when you meet her. Many more people, mostly pals and pals, are volunteering each week so that we can bring you the latest information on what's working for reversing ALS. So this is a group effort. Scott and I are here right in the front, but this is truly a group effort. So just so everybody knows that. Okay, next. Yesterday. This was yesterday. Mark and Lisa Manchester was here. So this is why we do what we do. If you guys want to just take a look at this picture, this was yesterday at the top of Snowbird. This is Scott and myself on the outside and Mark and Lisa in the middle. Mark, if you guys don't know who Mark Manchester is, go to the Healing Advocates YouTube channel and go to healingals.org actually and click on Mark's blog. Right from the homepage, there's a link. And it tells you his whole story, but he was diagnosed in 2011, spent 3 years on a tracheostomy, a peg tube, in a wheelchair, and look at him now. So this is why we do it, because we know that you guys can as well. We know.
And I want to mention just one thing really quick. I was very impressed with his breathing. That picture is taken up at 11,000 feet on top of the mountain. And he's up at 11,000 feet. He didn't have any breathing problems. He did very well. Totally impressed.
And they brought their little portable breathing thing just in case he did have some problems. So it was with us. It was this little tiny thing. It wasn't too big. But, you know, this is what it's all about, guys. Healing and continuing living your life. And then once you heal, giving back, because that's really what this is all about. And that's what they are certainly living that. Next week, we have no webinar. So it's a holiday weekend, Labor Day in the US. So the next webinar is going to be on Sunday, September 13th. So please be aware, we have a week off. Evie McDonald was in a wheelchair and could not move except for her fingers. She did not have a tracheostomy yet, but she was not able to move. And she was diagnosed at age 29. She is now, I think, 70. So you're going to be really cool. So just enjoy. This is just another ALS reversal that Dr. Bedlack has confirmed. And it's so cool that she has gotten beyond ALS. And that's why we're doing this every Sunday, because we believe you can get beyond ALS. So a couple more things we're going to mention on September. Healing ALS Bootcamp is going to start in October of 2020. We are going to give you more details about this, but it's basically taking the Where Do I Start document in more detail and holding your hand as you go through the basics of nutrition, detox, the mindset, and everything that we have observed over really looking in detail of 30 ALS reversals. Mastermind groups, the pilot started last week, so thank you, Brian Mogensen. We're very excited about this program. It's another way we hope to increase our percentage of reversals. That means more of you guys are going to reverse ALS sooner. The pilot 2 is going to start in 1 to 2 months, and we will announce a little more in October about when this will be open to everybody else. But our next big project is the boot camp starting in October, and then after that we'll start the mastermind. So we have things, these volunteers that are working, they're working in the background doing a lot of things. So Pedro Teixeira, we call him an ALS reversal in progress because Dr. Bedlack made Mark Manchester wait 2 years before he would confirm his reversal. So we don't want you all to have to wait 2 years. We want to give you the latest information now. We do expect Pedro to be one of Dr. Bedlack's official reversals in a year or two. But we want to give you some of the information about the people that are doing really well by applying what we're teaching on Sundays now. We don't have all the answers. We just know that lots of little things add up to ALS reversals. And the more little things you do, the more frequently we're going to have reversals. So just to let you know what we're doing. So Pedro was diagnosed in 2019. When Tabyta is 25 years old. And this is a family healing event in progress. It's not done yet. Okay. But I didn't get Tabyta's picture up there, but I'll get it out before the end of the, she's got this really great picture, but I don't have time to get it up on the slide. Scott got it to my email. She decided to quit her job to take care of her father. Now, again, this is a family decision, but she hated her job. And given that, she also had a 3-year-old daughter at the time, who you will see a picture of, is totally adorable. And her mom is working to support the family. Her dad also has retirement income, which helps. So, it just, the point with this is the decision that Tabyta made. Everyone has to make their own decision, but she decided that whether or not her father healed, she wanted to spend time with him. She said, would I really rather be at a job that I really don't like that well anyway? Or would I rather be, even if my father dies, would I rather spend the last couple of years with him? Or would I rather, and potentially help him heal? And she says, looking back, it's the best decision that she's made. She has zero regrets. She's so happy that she made the decision. But understand, whether or not her father had reversed ALS, I believe she would be just as happy. So that's that. And now I'm going to introduce Pedro. I'll let you introduce Pedro, Tabyta, because I introduced you. So I'm going to put the floor over to Pedro, and she will introduce her father. And go ahead. Actually, you can tell us about these pictures.
He's laughing because he didn't see the pictures that I sent to you. It's a kind of surprise for him, But my dad, he is a retired police officer. He got diagnosis last year when he was, yes, thanks. Yes, better. So when he was 51 years old, and it was a shock for everybody because, he was always practicing sports and he was studying nutrition, so he eat, really, really healthy food. And he was about to graduate, and he stopped the college, he stopped to go to the university because he couldn't write anymore because, he was feeling his hands a little weaker. So he couldn't write anymore, and he was, 6 months from graduating, and that was really a really sad situation. In that time, when I remember about that, it was really depressed, but now things changed, and that's it.
Okay. So this is before. A little bit before. This is him studying nutrition. I didn't realize that the nutritionists wore white coats in Brazil, but you sent me a picture of like 8 people with white coats. So really cool.
They used to wear that, because they are health professionals.
Okay.
So that's my father before the diagnosis. And the first symptoms was the fasciculations, the fatigue, the weakness in arms and hands. And when he got the diagnosis in May, he had trouble to speaking and swallowing. And, he took a time to tell me the diagnosis. For something like 2 or 3 months, I didn't know. I don't know why he was hiding. Por que você estava escondendo de mim? But anyway, but he was kind of hiding, and then he told me what's going on, so I moved on back home, and when I'm back home, he could eat with using his hands with difficult, but he still move his arms, but he couldn't write or hold things, he was losing the strength. And in September, the things got worse, and I decided to quit my job. I didn't like the job anyway, but it was a big decision, and the voice was getting weaker, and he couldn't eat solid food anymore. He just could eat prepared food in that time. So he was always taking vitamins. That's why I didn't realize he was so sick, because he was always taking vitamins, since, I don't know, for years he was taking that because he studied nutrition, so he already knew that he need to take all the vitamins. So he was doing that, and when he got diagnosis, we are doing the low carb diet. And it's great. I try to do that because I don't have ALS, but who has ALS, everybody knows we need more energy, we need more carbs. So he changed the diet after the diagnosis. But before that, we are eating low carb. And when I realized what was really going on, when I did a research on internet, because I never heard about the disease before. I never heard about that. So I researched ALS in internet. I Googled it. And that was terrible. I said, oh my gosh, my dad's going to die in 2 years without any movements. You know, it was horrible. So I started research a lot. And then we found some solutions. So in the beginning, he just could solid pure food. So my mom, she used to cook chicken, potatoes, rice, vegetable, and mix everything in a blender. And I can't deny it was really tasty, but you know, it's not a thing that helped with his mind. You know, don't eat solid food anymore. It's a thing that make you feel more sick than you really are. You know, so not artificial ingredients, all real food. We never ate that. We never ate artificial ingredients. So it's not a big deal for us. So, okay, Brazil does not have the pesticide levels. Some places does, but where I live don't. You know, we can't eat all natural because I live in a place surrounded by nature. So people used to plant their own foods. So we don't have so much pesticides like here. And I used to prepare his smoothies. You know, in the beginning, when he couldn't eat solid food anymore, I used to prepare a smoothie with banana, papaya, brewer's yeast, flaxseed, apple, psyllium, and prunes. Everything in a mixer, you know, in a blend. And that was his diet. And before I knew the diagnosis and everything, he was already taking all those vitamins, you know, vitamin C, vitamin D, E, K, MK7, B12, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B9, resveratrol, mucuna extract, probiotics, omega-3, CEO, Q10, AAKG, L-serine, astaxanthin, creatine, rural jelly. You know, he used to take all those things before my research. That was his research as a nutritionist. Almost graduate, he already knew he would need those things. That's it. Having more and more problems to swollen, even pure food. He could no longer speak. You know, actually, he was feeling extremely tired when he was speaking. I couldn't have a good conversation with him anymore. We couldn't talk with each other because he was getting weaker, you know, tired. It was terrible. And the breathing, oh my gosh. When I remember, you know, talk about that like that makes me remember some things. And sometimes I get home and I think he was going to die when he was sleeping because he couldn't breathe at all. He was losing the capacity, you know. So he need to use a breathing bag device, you know. I think you put, I don't know how to say that in English. In Portuguese, we say ambu. It's a bag you put in your mouth and do that move. Then it put air inside you. So he need to use that in the beginning, you know. So he could no longer stand up for his own because the arms is, you know, it's weak. So he didn't have strength to get up from his bed or the couch. But he never lose the capacity. He never lose the capacity to walk. He can walk. He always could walk, and he had a lot of fasciculations, weakness, and fatigue. So in October, we found Mark Monster story and the leap. And we found a WhatsApp Brazilian group of people who were taking leap. And I met Martin in that group. Martin is, oh my gosh. I don't have any words, you know, he's amazing. And Oh, thank you. It's called umbu in USA too. Nice. So we ordered lip and arrived mid-late October, and after 1 month taking lip in November, he was already improving. And in December, he was eating solid food again, and he could speak better again. You know, in the Christmas in December, in the Christmas, he was eating solid food. In December, né? Você já pode.
Yes.
So it was amazing, why? So thank you, Martin, for further. Yes, always. I always say thank you to Martin. And join the LEAP WhatsApp group where we share other protocols, about detox, release heavy metals, and everything. So then we start to do, how can I say, more things, increase the protocol. So the most effective at the protocols, the LEAP, we can see the life before LEAP and after LEAP. I mean it. It was amazing. And the cystus T helped a lot because my dad has a problem here, sinus. I think it's sinus.
Sinus, yep.
Yes, thank you. So, and the saliva, had so much saliva, and now he doesn't have that anymore. The cystus T cured that. He can breathe again, and he can speak again. He can eat solid food again. And the meditation, now he's meditating every day. Every day, it's a daily thing, and that helped a lot. And we start the glutathione and the lip boost, the tinctures, and the aqualurin, but it's too soon to tell. We will start that a few days ago, so it's too soon to tell, but we are doing that. So the current protocols, vitamins, he was doing all that vitamins before the LEAP, and now we increase more and more things. Vitamin C, D, and connects right the L-serine. The reishi mushrooms, it's a still interesting thing. On the neck, the LEAP, and hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, it's a really interesting thing. It's a thing that your stomach should produce, and if that's not working well, you can do the first step of your digestion. The first step is in our mouth, but then becomes the stomach. And if you think it's not good in your stomach, think it's not good in your gut. And I think everybody here knows how important is the health gut, especially in ALS. So it was a really interesting thing, and that helped a lot, hydrochloric acid.
Solution 2%.
But no próximo slide vai passar a dosagem.
All right.
So that's it. And there's other kind of tea that we are taking. It's called capeba. It's a Brazilian leaf, and it's an antioxidant. How can I say it? Patricia, help me.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out it said capaba tea. I couldn't get an official translation for it.
Yeah,
they alternate between cistus, capaba, and ginger tea. So you'll see that later.
Alternate that, exactly. And silicons, the money, tree cannabis, colloidal silver, and and the meditation with infrared light. When my dad goes to meditate in her bedroom, I used to turn on the infrared light and put some essential oils. So we prepare, the environment. So he go there, put a good song, go meditate with the infrared light and essential oils, because it's too much things to do, part by part. We just have 24 hours a day, so we do some things together, Yeah, it's a video of him doing exercise, that's our friend, he called Fernando, and he comes here every week to help my dad with the physiotherapy. And there's, the doses of he's taking, And
I asked Tabyta, I said, how on earth does he do all this? How can he get all this in, and when does he take what? So it was very nice of you, thank you, to create this for us.
Yes, I create that for me. It's in my fridge too. And for sure, with everybody what we are doing, because it's working. It's working, so it's amazing. I'm so happy. So the first thing we do with empty stomach, the probiotic, this probiotic, we are about to start that, okay? This probiotic here, but then he will wait for 30 minutes, take the zeolite, wait 30 minutes and take the lip, and with the lip, he takes the alpha lipoic, the lip boost, the NAC, the neck, vitamin C, Q10, when he's taking the lip, he takes all those pills together. And we wait a time, then he eat a fruit salad. I used to put avocado, papaya, kiwi, and bananas, okay? And 1 teaspoon of cocoa 100%, 1 scoop of trehaloses. I would talk to everybody research about trehaloses. There's a lot of things in the internet. The relation between trehaloses and ALS, it's amazing. And 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of brewer's yeast, and 1 teaspoon of bee pollen. So he takes that every morning. And after that, he takes more vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin E, silymarin, omega-3, lysine, vitamin K2, MK7, and he's going to lunch. And before lunch, he takes the hydrochloric acid, 1 drop diluted in 50 milliliters of water. You need to be careful with that because it's acid. Acid, when I put that in a glass, comes out some, smoke from it. So it's really dangerous. So just 1 drop. And rice, some meat protein. It can be chicken or cow meat, fish, whatever. Vegetables and salad. And then becomes the other vitamins, what we take in the afternoon. Indole, carbinol, lysine, arginine, silicon, magnesium, vitamin C, nicotinamide, ration mushrooms, And in the afternoon, he takes the same thing he takes in the morning. It's the same thing. And before dinner, vitamin C. I need to tell something about vitamin C. My dad takes a lot of vitamin C because in the last exams he did, he has 0 vitamin C, 0. So we did the exams before taking all those things, okay? And in dinner, he used to eat vegetables, meat, or boiled eggs. He loves to eat eggs, and season it with curcumin, olive oil, and salt. And Saturday and Sunday, we don't take lip or boost. We give a break, And between the meals, he takes the teas, cistus tea, ginger, copaiba tea, and he takes the tinctures, the artemisia, the olive leaf, or colloidal silver. They all have the same, function. Release the bugs, so they have the same function, so we do a scale. And the apellerin, he also does the same thing, helps with the biofilm. And he takes the tea 3 times a day. And the meditation, daily meditation, at least half an hour, 20 minutes, every day with the essential oils and the infrared light every day. That's very, very important. That changed a lot of things, That's it. So, physical improvements. Soon after Lip got his swollen and his voice back, and has been disabled since he didn't get worse, And since meditation, he is able to stand up from his bed again. And it was an amazing thing because at the beginning, no, few weeks ago, he need to call me to help him to get up from his bed, you know. And I was in my bedroom and he was in his bedroom and I was waiting him call my name. And then he called my name. And when I opened my door, he was standing in front of me. He was standing. He didn't need my help anymore to get up from his bed. It was amazing. I got so excited, And he still can't now move his arms except when he's sleeping. That is a really, really strange thing, He can move his arms when he is sleeping. My sister saw it, my brother-in-law saw it. We don't know why that's happened, but I think it's a good thing.
Yes, and it's new because he didn't used to move his arms when he's sleeping. That's been recent. That's a recent improvement. So we figure at some point he'll start doing it during the day too.
Now he's breathing better. He has more energy, much less fatigue, and we are looking forward to more improvements. Our keys, research and research and research and research and research. There's a lot of research going on, but that's what we are doing. So we research together, guys. He doesn't speak English, but he can, listen, and he can read. And we research together, and in the end of the day, we mix all together, my research and his research, and we find solutions together, and that's amazing. And we decide on supplements based on research, not medical support, okay? I just have medical support, medical support 2 months ago. 2 months ago, Dr. Rafael Pamanentes, he's the one who sent me the exams and everything. And Martin helped me in other ways. But the doctor, my dad's doctor, said, go home, take Hiluzol, and wait to die. That's what the doctor said. I could never accept something like that. Never, 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 never. So we decided don't listen to the doctors anymore, And my dad, he's a fighter. He's definitely a fighter, And he did the sports entire life, and he has a strong will to live. And I am a Buddhist, so every challenge is an opportunity. So that's it. And love. We spend a lot of time together. Muito tempo, né? We spend a lot of time together, and we talk about medicines, about life, about politics, and spirituality. And it's amazing. And my daughter, his granddaughter, helps him a lot, just near herself. Patricia knows my daughter, and she's really, really cute.
Well, I had to show the cuteness, so here it is.
That's a hake.
Raking?
Yes, she's raking my dad. So that's how cute she is. And the future, he wants to heal, and he wants to finish the nutrition degree and helps others through nutrition and live a good and happy life. Yeah. And about me, I don't know. So I can't talk about me. It's so strange.
All right, I'll talk about you.
Myself,
Just to let you know what people can do, and this is why she's so important. She already runs a Healing ALS Facebook group, a ALS Brazil Facebook group in Portuguese. And already, almost every week, she translates these webinars into Portuguese for the people who can't speak English. This is huge. You guys have no idea how important this is to people who don't speak English. For them to be able to get this kind of information. So she comes to all of our groups, she listens to everything that we're doing, and she shares it in Portuguese with her Brazil group, and there are several people from Portugal in that group as well. So it's really cool. This is what any of you who speak other languages should definitely talk to Tabyta about what she's doing in Brazil. And it's really not that much too bad because I send her the slides.
Yes.
So she just has to translate them. And so it's not too bad, or she'll take one of the blogs and translate them. So this is possible for anyone whose native language is another language and you would like to start your own support group in Italy or France or in Spanish or whatever. Talk to Tabyta because she's amazing. She's already found 3 ALS reversal cases in Brazil, which is incredible. One of them is actually a neurosurgeon who went downhill for a year, then it took, like skinny, they thought he was going to die. And then he came uphill for a year and is now, for the last 3 years, has been practicing neurosurgery again. So that's to the level that he has healed his ALS. He is able to do neurosurgery again. This is amazing. So there are a lot more cases of reversals out there. So
Yes,
she does
definitely.
volunteer a lot and helps us out a lot. So she's going to find more ALS reversals. Believe me, we to get to that 200 number, only 100 are coming from you guys. The other 100 we're finding. So she's well on her way. I think the main thing to know is that LEAP does not treat ALS. It gives the body nutrients to balance and heal yourselves.
Because there's a lot of things going on. We need to release the heavy metals. We need to make your body free to receive the nutrients, to receive the supplements, the vitamins. So if you are with your body completely, without any balance, you can't, maybe it can't work, So we were already doing a lot of things before LEAP, and that helped the LEAP works.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because we have a whole bunch of people on LEAP now, and it's helping some of them, and a lot of them it's not. LEAP seems to be helping more people in Europe and South America than it is in North America. And I believe it's because of the level of pesticides that we have that we need to, our gut function isn't quite as good, and we have more toxins in our bodies in the US than they do. So we don't know, but we do know that it's definitely a way to add a lot of very, very absorbable nutrients. It needs to be taken on an empty stomach. We're going to add that document to the notes at the end of the seminar about how to take it, because you need to know how to take it to increase the effectiveness. But there's definitely a percentage of people that are really improving on LEAP, and we believe that the people that aren't improving, it's because they're not absorbing. We need to work on gut function and more detox. So that's our best guess right now. We're giving you the latest and greatest. But just to let you know, we don't normally really mention products here. But in this case, I think in the LEAP case, it's important enough. We've been getting enough pals who have had enough reversals that this is really important.
Yeah, well, North America has a lot more glyphosate, and that is one of the culprits. But go right ahead. You're right.
Okay, and on that document, the manchesterproject.org has given free LEAP to over 1,500 pals. They give 2 months worth of LEAP. Please do not apply to get free LEAP if you can afford it. Please save it for the people that really are on the limit of their budget and they really don't have the money for it. That way they could potentially get more months of LEAP. So just that details will be on there by Tuesday on how to get that. So there's also, which will be also on the LEAP WhatsApp group, which is phenomenal. Go to the notes for this webinar. The details will be posted on how to join the LEAP WhatsApp group. So just there, all the LEAP WhatsApp group is questions about LEAP. Hey, Martin, I'm not absorbing it. I've been on it for 6 months. What else can I be doing? But people are also sharing things like Tabyta, all the things that they did ahead of time. There's a dentist in Brazil who did a lot of homeopathy ahead of time, and then the LEAP was the one that really helped him. There seems to be, you need to do a bunch of other stuff plus the LEAP to get results. So that's the deal. I think we're ready for Q&A.
Yes, ready for Q&A.
So, Julie, if you could read, Julie McDonough, if you're still on, if you could read the questions, and then Pedro, if you don't understand everything, then please just, Tabyta will do it, and then Tabyta's going to translate back. So Julie's going to find the questions. Julie and Scott are going to be finding the questions, and then you can take them from there. So go ahead, Julie, with the first one.
Okay. Whoops. Let's see. One's about the prayer meeting. I'm gonna jump to where it's relevant to Tabyta's.
Absolutely. Any questions on the prayer group we will announce that on the 13th. Labor Day is coming up so soon, and Joyce wants to do it on Saturday, so it made sense just to wait till after Labor Day. So we will announce that on the 13th.
There was a comment from YDEK, PALS, also using BiPAP and suffering from severe dry mouth and waking up every 2 hours during the night. Regular moisturizer is not enough. I'm not sure if your dad was on a sleeping, I know you said the ambu bag, but he was not on a sleeping device during the night, was he, Tabyta?
No, he doesn't use any device to sleep. Você tá dormindo bem a noite inteira?
Ah, ok, muito bem. Very well.
Ele dorme bem. I need to speak English. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
So
yes.
I got confused. Okay, so he sleeps well the entire night. He doesn't use any kind of a device to help him to sleep. Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then I know you mentioned the ambu bag. Vera commented that it's an ambu bag in the United States as well. Okay, then we were questioning LEAP. I know we have. Okay, this is a good question. When you started taking LEAP, were you still taking everything else, meaning all that list of vitamins, or did you discontinue anything?
Actually, we keep taking the most part of those things, but some things we stop it because they are already in LEAP.
Okay.
So the vitamins that was already in LEAP, we
are the ones that you decreased. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. How, I think, let's see, Don and Linda Foster asked about, I'm assuming it was the HCI, the hydrochloric acid. How do you take that? You mentioned that you take that with water, 1 drop.
1 drop
correct.
and
yeah.
50 milliliters of water before lunch. 1 drop, you know, and it's a 10%. Okay, we have that acid, you know, 5%,
10%.
and 10%. We take the 10%, okay?
Okay, in terms of the strength of the hydrochloric acid, you take the 10%. Correct?
Yes, and Julie, also while we are on Don and Linda Foster, they also asked, did your father have dental amalgam fillings?
Good
or
one.
did he have them in the past? Did you take them out, or does he still have dental amalgam fillings?
E aí, wait a minute. Pai, sobre as suas obturações, você tem ainda? São muito antigas, né?
Tem mais de 35 anos.
Mas elas não estão nem um pouco danificadas.
Não. Muito pequenininha também. São duas muito pequenininhas.
So he has, you know, the fillings for something like 35 years. They are really, really old. And they are tiny one, and he didn't take it off. You know, the thing is, if it's not any problem with the fillings, and when you try to take it off, you can break it, and then you release all the mercury inside. So you need to be careful with that. But he didn't went to any dentist yet to see if he has other problems. But
that's a really good point. Thank you very much, because the dental amalgam fillings, he hasn't gotten them out yet, but that is sort of on the list. And they need to be taken out by a mercury-safe dentist. So you would never, ever just take them out with a regular dentist.
Exactly.
Correct. It is actually dangerous.
And with the pandemic issues and everything, we need to find a right specialist to do it. So we can just, you know,
right.
That's so easy.
Good question. Someone asked about the LEAP, Aiden asked about the LEAP Boost. The LEAP Boost you'll find out about when you join the LEAP XX group. That will be available within about a month right now. They're just working on finalizing the formula and getting some responses from people who are trying it within this LEAP group. So so that will be available to everyone probably in about 6 weeks.
One, Dajia Stuber mentioned, and I'm going to go ahead and answer this because I remember Tabyta, they asked, how come you don't do the LEAP Boost on weekends? And correct me if I'm wrong, but you said just to give your dad a break is why you didn't do the LEAP Boost on the weekends.
Yes, because actually Martin explained that better.
Yes, yeah, please.
The body needs a break to, absorb all those things.
It's all about getting the body in an anabolic state. And
anabolic state, exactly, that's the word. Mm-hmm. Yes, anabolic state.
Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. Just to let everyone know, this is a process. We're trying to find out right now why LEAP is working really well for a group of people and it's not working as well for others. This is a process, and as we find out, and the LEAP Boost actually came from feedback from pals and Martin finding out, okay, why isn't it working for everyone? And we figured out part of it was not absorbing in the gut. So it is specifically to increase absorption in the gut. And thank you, Eileen, for answering that in the chat. Go ahead, Julie.
Did your dad do any breathing exercises, either in the beginning, during, or current, that is notable, that was helpful, breathing exercises?
The entire life. We used to practice yoga.
Okay.
And he is always, doing breathing exercise. Você tá fazendo todo dia, né? Look at this. Every day he does that.
Ah.
It's really, really fun. Every day.
Wonderful.
It's a good thing to do.
Does that have a name, what he just did?
Breathing? I don't know.
So it doesn't have it's not a specific breathing method.
It's a yoga exercise. I don't know. There's a name for it. But it's a yoga exercise, Everybody here practice a little things like that. My sister, she is a yoga instructor, a yoga teacher.
Oh, that's nice. That's helpful. Your dad took the L-Serene as well when he takes the LEAP, correct?
Yes.
L-Serene, okay. I had a couple people asking that.
Yeah, and she actually started the L-Serene first, and then.
Yeah, he was taking the L-Serene before, but he was taking an L-Serene here from Brazil, and now he's taking the L-Serene, that comes with the LEAP, from Martin's lab. So. How much?
Yeah. I had a couple of Christophe, his French, and he tried to contact. What about logistics of contacting them? What have you set up, Tabyta, about anybody wanting to contact you?
Okay, I will do something. I will put my cell phone in chat for everybody. So.
Oh, wonderful.
So if someone wants to.
Tabyta is WhatsApp. Just to let you know. And so if everyone downloads WhatsApp and then you put her phone number, then you can actually talk to her and text her.
Yes, you can talk to me by WhatsApp. Okay, so it's 55 because it's the Brazilian number. Okay, 55, and I'll put my number here.
Right. And Maria Mogensen also is helping people with languages. But let's start with Tabyta if you're interested in actually starting an official group, she does in Portuguese.
Great. Okay, that's my number. It's for everybody. If someone wants to, contact me, just send me a message.
One more thing on the LEAP. Eileen asked, what time does he take the second serving? The time slide didn't show it. Do you know what time the second LEAP dose he takes?
It's before going to bed.
Okay, at night.
At night. Before going to bed.
Okay, so what time at night? I'm thinking we have to.
What time specifically? I don't know. Something like 11 o'clock. It doesn't appear. Okay, it's dinner and after dinner, Patricia. It doesn't.
Okay, that's fine, because usually he wants 3 hours before, so that's fine. That sounds good. Okay, thanks.
Yes, after dinner, he also used the glutathione, in the time.
Okay, right. And that is on an empty stomach for sure, right? Even when it's that late, Tabyta?
What?
Is that on an empty stomach when it's that late? Because you just said after dinner.
Yes.
A few hours before, after dinner.
Just want to make sure. Okay.
Yes.
Great. By the way, we are very excited about these glutathione suppositories. We also will try to get some information about those, how to make them at home. IV glutathione has helped a tremendous number of people with ALS. There are a lot of reasons that if you don't know why glutathione is important for ALS, you need to do more of that research and find out. But glutathione suppositories seem to be even more effective than IV and a heck of a lot less expensive. So we will try to get information on these suppositories within the next, it may not be by Tuesday, but definitely within the next week or two. So, but that's a very exciting piece of this also, is glutathione suppositories, the fact that they're available and you can do them at home without going to a doctor's office.
Yes.
Did your dad ever try the Deanna protocol?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Wait a minute, just let me confirm. Você tomou lá KG, no protocolo de Ana, você tomou só alguns produtos, né? Você não chegou a fazer ele inteiro nem por muito tempo, né?
Mês no máximo. 1 mês e meio, acho. Não senti efeito de nada, na verdade, comecei a enfraquecer mesmo assim.
He started the Diana protocol. He took the things for something like 1 month. He didn't the entire protocol. He just did one part of it. Mm-hmm. And he was feeling weaker anyway. It didn't work at all. So he stopped it,
Makes sense.
Did he actually take the AAKG with that protocol?
Yes, that's why the AAKG is in the list before the LEAP, the initial protocols, because by the Diana protocol, he was taking the AAKG and a few things, but he didn't notice any difference.
And I've noticed he continues to take AAKG as part of his
No, he
supplement.
didn't. He doesn't take that anymore.
He doesn't anymore? Okay, you took that out. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. What brand of the HCl do you use?
Brand. The brand.
Yeah. I know you said the 10%, but is there a brand, a specific brand?
No, there's no brand on it. But
okay.
Tem uma marca no... Você só comprou na internet?
Não, é uma solução de ácido clorídrico. Qualquer solução. Só tem que ser a solução, tem que ser a partir de 5% ou 10%. Só isso.
It's not a specific brand.
Okay. Just the amount, the 10%.
Yes, it's a substance.
In the U.S. that you have a food grade.
Okay.
Make sure it's food grade in the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here in Brazil, we can buy substance. Okay, we can build a bomb if we want. Okay, so.
Martha and Paul Beach ask, can you explain the infrared therapy in more detail, the type of machine, and how your dad uses it?
Yes, actually I can. Cadê o infrared mesmo? No seu quarto? I can show. Yeah, it's a simple one. It's a really, really simple one. I will get it. Wait a minute.
So far infrared therapy, actually people know more about it than I do. I believe it's used for inflammation. It's one of the things, and it is used to promote healing. I don't know a lot more than that. If someone wants to pipe in.
Yeah, I'm going to just see if I can grab mine. I have a small one.
Look. Can you see that?
And then I have this small one too to show.
Yeah, it's a small one. It's a really simple one. He put it, in the back. You were the back, and here.
Oh, Scott's got one too.
Let's have a fight with the infrared.
Everybody show their Infrared.
Yes.
Yes, and I think I use it just like Tish said, if my neck is achy or my muscles are sore, I'll just put it on there and it just helps me feel better. I think it just relieves inflammation. Would your dad agree with that, Tabyta?
Yeah, I didn't understand. Sorry, can you repeat?
Just to relieve inflammation, maybe sore muscles. To your point, soothing, because I know he uses his, like you said, with meditation. So it's
Yes,
more like
actually, because
therapy.
in this part, in back,
Mm-hmm.
yes, in this point, we use
Yeah.
that. Because he's laying in the bed, so I put near my back, but his neck. And that's
And
the point where you
also
use
for
it.
injuries, it was incredible. I
Injuries, yeah.
totally tore my Achilles tendon, and
I like to use that, I feel
and
a
the
lot of
swelling
pain in my back.
took the swelling right down. The swelling and inflammation, it really helped me quite a bit. I used that in the beginning very often.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and especially all of us pals have our falls. So
Quite
a lot of times if I have a fall, I'll put it on my body knowing that, I'm going to be hurting the next day. So
that's the point right there. Perfect.
right.
It's good for injuries also.
Yep. Let's see. There's a couple of, I believe they're either in Spanish or maybe Portuguese questions. I'm going to go past. Maybe we can have Tabyta go back to those.
Tabyta,
But
just check and answer the ones that are in Portuguese. That would be great if you can see them in the chat.
Okay, I can see them. I will.
How do you make sisters tea is a good question. We're gonna have to. That is in the LEAP group. We'll put that in the notes as well.
Let me see.
How you prepare, Tabyta? How do you prepare your sisters tea?
About one teaspoon for 1 cup of water. That's the proportion.
mm-hmm.
And I put that in, how can I say, a spot. And I put all together the water and the tea.
Do you use boiling water?
Yes, and I don't wait the water boil. I put all together. And when the water starts to boil, then I wait something like 8 minutes. With the fire really, really low, So we need to wait that for something like 8 minutes. That's the way we do.
Now, I don't know what the brand is, but I ordered some sisters tea that was loose leaf. And so you have to put it in the strainer ball. But what I noticed is some of the pieces can kind of get
But when you put that back
throat.
in your, in your cup, you can use how do they call that? You didn't say the name.
A strainer?
Strainer. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You can use that.
So is maybe the problem I should take the ball out so I don't have those loose pieces?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking for the Portuguese questions.
Yeah, Vinicius Langada has one, and he has both basically. Look at 250 and 249 as far as timestamp.
People say speak a little bit in Portuguese. Sorry, I'm going to do a next one as for next week. I'm going to do my meeting in Portuguese. Everything is Portuguese.
So if anyone who wants you to speak in Portuguese, join Tabyta's Facebook group and her she does almost weekly webinars in Portuguese.
Yes, I have every Wednesday. I did that in Portuguese, and I will translate my own meeting. That's gonna be great. So much easier. That's it.
There were some things that said decreased salivation. What did you say decreased your dad's salivation?
The cistus tea helped him a lot. The cistus tea. O cisto não foi depois que você começou a tomar, você parou de salivar tanto.
Sim.
Kate Cherry, also, Kate Cherry, I just asked you to unmute. If you could, you mentioned something else that also decreased salivation besides tistis tea.
I think the essential oils, the salvia, but I don't know how to say salvia in English.
Okay, Kay?
I've been juicing some lime, and I freeze them, and then I just put 1 cube of lime in some water and drink it in the morning, and that helps. I'm going to try the Sistis tea though, see if it's better.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Speaking of, somebody had asked earlier, since Kay's on the line, had asked Tabyta what essential oils, since we're all experts now, thank you, Kay, from last week, but what essential oils do you use with your dad? Somebody had asked that.
We like to use the lavender oil and the peppermint oil. That's the kind of oil you use, but we are going to increase more oils after the Kim and Shay.
Yeah, after Kim and Kay, yep.
Yeah, after Kim and Kay, we are going to do other kind of oils.
Yeah.
Someone asked about meat, what kind of meat. I think you use chicken and beef. Again, the meats are very much cleaner in Brazil than they are here. So if you're going to eat meat, you want grass-fed beef, you want organic chicken. And so I think that answers it, right?
Yes. So that's one of the things. And here, I don't know if someone here already heard about a thing called roof bones. It's a soup.
Oh, for bone broth?
Like bone broth?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we love to do that, and it's so tasty.
Yeah. Bone
So
broth
healthy.
is supposed to be very healing for the gut. It's especially
Yes.
homemade bone broth with organic or grass-fed bones.
So we are always doing that. And one of the things that we like to eat is a Brazilian plate called mocotó. He's laughing. Because, it's the cow's feet.
Cow's
know?
feet. Mhm.
Yeah, feet. So there's a lot of collagen on it.
Collagen.
Mhm.
Yes, and oh my gosh, so tasty.
It's delicious.
It's delicious, yes. We ate that today.
One thing kind of tied in with somebody asked about weight-bearing exercise. So Tabyta, tied in with that question, we noticed in the slides that your dad has a friend come over to help him with physical therapy, and he was doing, the cycling with his feet. So what other, I think this is helpful for everybody, what other exercises does he do with the friend that is part of his program?
Wait, I will ask him because, wait.
That was
Além
it.
além de pedalar, que tipo de exercício você faz com o Fernando mais? Não sei não. É que tá a questão, porque fica só vocês dois. Because when the physiotherapist is here, I let them both in the bedroom. So, because in the beginning I was like that, looking to the physiotherapist, Stretching.
Stretching. Good.
Yes.
Exercício de força, ele me coloca com barras e me obriga a fazer elevações com o braço.
Strength exercise, they use a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Then my dad hold the bar with his hands and make my dad move that movement,
Mm-hmm.
with the bar. That's one of the exercises.
Cama elástica também, obriga a andar na cama elástica.
And I don't know how to say that in English. Wait a minute. Let's use the technology and help us. Wait. Wait a minute.
How often also does he get physical therapy?
Once a week.
Once a week,
Once a
okay.
week, okay.
Because in the other days, I help him,
Mm-hmm.
So we do exercise together. I help him to.
Porque a bicicleta eu faço.
And that kind of bike, we have that bike in home.
Okay, so he does exercises daily, but the physical therapist
daily,
comes once a week. Okay.
It's 1 a week.
I think that's really important to mention. For
Trampoline. They use that. Trampoline. It's a trampoline. They also
Trampoline.
help him with the balance,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julie was about to say something a little different, but that's
Well,
Yeah, Julie, what were you about to say? Yeah.
I was just going to add that I think that's very important for all of us pals to hear, because sometimes we hear physical therapy and it ties us to a physical therapist, which often a lot of people can't get the professional, or it's too expensive. But to realize that you can, if you can get the knowledge of what exercises are safe for the level of where you're at, and then family, friends, whoever can help you. But it's just important, if even if you're immobile, that somebody is stretching your body and moving it to the next level of,
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what we do, because the physiotherapist comes once a week, but daily when, I need to help him to put his clothes on. Because, he can't move his arms, so it's a difficult thing.
Right.
So I help him to put his clothes on, and when I'm doing that, every day I stretch his arms, and it's an exercise for me too, because his bones are really heavy.
Yeah.
So we are both exercising, and that's what I do. We need to work together on it.
And
hey, Tabyta, I do know it's very important that you do take a break from physically doing exercise to let your body, rejuvenate and heal. How important was it for you to take a physical break from your supplements? You said that you took a break from LEAP one day a week. You took a break. Are you having results doing that pretty well, or how important do you feel that?
Actually, it's an intuition thing. He does what his body says he needs to do. So if he doesn't feel comfortable, if he's feeling a little bit tired, he rests. So you need to learn how to listen to your own body always. You don't need to push yourself, never.
Okay, but this is the first I've heard that you take a rest from your supplements. That's why I wanted to note how that.
Yes, because Martin told me to do that. Just the leap and boost. The other things, he does that daily. He doesn't stop to take the other things. Just the leap and the boost leap. To body get anabolic stage,
Okay, go right ahead, Julie. Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh no, that was good. How much has positive mental attitude helped in his healing, Tabyta? How much up here?
Quanto que a sua atitude mental positiva te ajudou a se curar? Olha, peraí que você vai sair outra dúvida.
Eu acredito que é algo muito importante, né? Vamos dizer aí que 70% a 80% é força mental.
He says something like, it's the most important thing, 17%, 18%, it's his mental strength, That's how important that is.
Awesome. I had a couple questions regarding detox, a detox protocol, or any detoxing or any binders for detox from metals or mold. So the questions regarding detox with your dad.
Oh, we take the zeolite for detox, for help release the heavy metals, the glutathione to help release heavy metals, the selenium, and that's the things we used to do. And the Artemisia tincture, the olive leaf tincture, it also helps to get free of the bugs and parasites and bacteria, But the most important one is the zeolite.
Okay, perfect, thanks. Let's see, we kind of covered some of these. Anita had mentioned about the 2 hours after LEAP before consuming any protein. I think Tabyta mentioned that her dad takes that second dose of LEAP pretty soon before he goes to sleep. So obviously there would be a gap before.
Yeah,
so
that's another thing that you learn on the LEAP group, because remember, they don't put this in the instructions of the LEAP because it's for everyone. It's for athletes, it's for people with,
right.
for everybody. But that you will know that when you join the LEAP group. One other thing, just to thank you everyone for the type of breathing, pranayama, Wim Hof.
Yes.
And Amy, thank you for mentioning the breath by James Nestor. So those are all breathing methods that are used. They're very similar to what Tabyta's dad uses.
Mm-hmm. Did we already cover off on the glutathione suppositories, or we were going to do that later, Tish?
I will find out within a week exactly what kind of glutathione to use, how much people are putting them in coconut oil and putting them in.
Yes, coconut oil and put them in the fridge. And I prepare that. It's really exciting to prepare that. Yes, I was like, I'm a genius.
So I will get more details of that and post it on the notes. Okay.
Sandy Waller asked about what does the hydrochloric acid help with again? I know we talked about what type he's taking, whatever, but what was the science behind him taking that, the hydrochloric acid? Why?
What's the science behind it?
Yeah, or why does it help him, or why do you choose to do that?
Actually, about the research, and my dad, he always had a problem with digestion his entire life, and I don't know, for luck, we were watching some videos about a nutritionist here in Brazil, and he was talking about the hydrochloric acid, and explain how important that is, and looks like the same symptoms of my dad. He was talking about how people who has deficient of hydrochloric acid looks like, and it looks like my dad. So we decided, okay, let's try, because it's a thing that your stomach should produce, and that helps you to do the digestion. So if you not have a good digestion in your stomach, you will not have a good digestion in your gut.
Okay.
Yeah, so it helps with digestion, essentially. And by the way, Anthony William in Medical Medium suggests celery juice to help produce hydrochloric acid.
Yes.
Also, before you...
After he used that, oh my gosh, it helped a lot. It was really fast. We could notice the difference.
Awesome. You had mentioned colloidal silver. Someone asked, how do you take that, oral or by nebulizing?
Oral.
The colloidal silver?
Yes.
Oral? You do it by oral? Okay. I know there's a lot of great comments on here. It's not that I'm ignoring them. I was just trying to get to the questions.
You're doing a great job, Julie.
Oh, thank you. This is a nice comment just to read out loud. It's great to hear your father's story. It is truly inspirational. How does he consume the trehalose? He's not diabetic? It was a double question.
No, he's not a diabetic.
Okay.
And if we increased the trehalose a few months ago, because there's a woman, she's from Chile, but I don't know where she is right now. I couldn't contact her anymore. But she used the trehalose and vitamin E, and she was getting better. Then we saw the relation between sugars, and ALS. Then I started talking with Alejandro Bianchetti. He's also a reversal case, and he used a lot of glucoses, sugars, in his protocol. So we decided to increase that in our protocol. That's why my dad takes the honey, and he takes the trehaloses, and he eats a lot of fruits and carbs, And I need to tell you, it's helping. It's giving him more energy, because we need to think who has ALS has a different body. It's everything out of balance. So we can't think as a normal body, oh, the sugar is going to make him diabetic. No, he's losing more energy sitting here than I would lose running a marathon. So we need to think about that. That's why we are doing that, and I think it's working.
Well, and I think what was interesting to point out, just to kind of comment, is that your father was already on a paleo diet even prior to his ALS. So based on his background and how, he believed in nutrition, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No, he did the paleo diet for something like 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Você fez a dieta paleolítica. Por 3 anos, mais ou menos, né? Yeah, for something like 3 years. So he has the symptoms before.
Okay.
So I think it
Before he
didn't.
died.
Before I think it didn't make the difference, you know.
So the paleo diet really didn't help his ALS, and that's one of the reasons why you're adding more fruits, more vegetables, and more sugars.
Right.
Yes.
And again, not artificial, not regular sugar. There's a big difference between trehalose and honey
Yes.
than regular sugar. Please do not consume regular sugar.
Our Ahmed asked, what reduced dry mouth? Did you have?
We answered that one already.
Did we? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh, and somebody, yes, said sage helps too.
Oh, sage helps too, dry mouth? Okay, that's good to know.
Andreas, yeah. I didn't get a chance to read that. What form of omega-3 does your dad use?
Que forma de ômega 3 que você usa? DH.
DH é ácido eico. DH decoisa antenóico.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do in English. But it's DHA formula, I think.
Okay.
DHA. Okay. Yeah, the entire name, I can't speak that. Even in Portuguese, it's hard.
Also, zeolite is mentioned. Just to let everyone know, you need to use a really good quality zeolite. Some of them are acid. They're processed with acid, that kind of thing. So again, you've got to use a good quality zeolite. And people asked about resting before supplements. Sorry, Julia.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm running out.
This is, I don't know whether you remember Stephen Sherry also. He said some days he doesn't take any supplements. He just has a gut feeling that says, you know what, my body needs a rest today. And he skips the supplements for a day. Again, we don't know. There is no one answer. It's kind of like they do build up over time. Certain things I don't think you should ever miss, like magnesium. But there are other ones you might get the feeling, you know what, I'm going to just lay off that for the day. I think it's amazing that Tabyta and her father were able to do this. This is the point, I think, that we'd like to make for everyone. Not everyone has a holistic practitioner in their area that they have access to. So Pedro and Tabyta were able to do this themselves, which is really incredible from the internet. So and this isn't the only one. Stephen Sherry and a lot of other people have actually reversed ALS based on their own research. So for those of you who don't have a holistic practitioner, do your own research. And for those of you who do have holistic practitioners, do your own research. Because the answer, even though like even Mark and Lisa, they had holistic practitioners, but the reality was, the thing that brought Mark over the edge was something based on their research.
Tish, could you unmute Kay? I'm feeling something emphatically here. Just go ahead.
Sorry, Kay. Just keep yourself unmuted. You can now unmute. Kay, did you want to add something?
Not unmuted.
That's okay. Well, we wait for Kay. Julie, go ahead and with the next question.
Let's see.
Kay, you're still muted.
There's a comment that mokoto is a kind of bone marrow based dish. Let's see, let's get back to your dad. Did he take protein injections?
No.
Okay. And did he, ozonotherapy and biomagnetism, did he take either of those? Okay. And then what about the exam? What type of exams did he, so when Kate—
An exam is a test.
Yeah, so what any type of tests that he did pretty regularly, anything that stands out that was important for his healing?
Actually, the first exams, battery of exams we did, it was 1 month ago. Everything we were doing,
okay,
we were doing based, in our our own research, you know.
Okay.
So after I started to research, then I start to talk with different doctors. Then doctor sent me, you know, a list of exams that he think my dad should do, and then I talk with a Brazilian doctor, and that Brazilian doctor make the prescriptions to exams, and then my dad did the exams. But before that, he doesn't do any kind of exams. We don't have any Brazilian doctor helping us daily, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I have some Brazilian doctors friends now. You know, Dr. Flavio, it's a recent friend. He's helping me too, but before I didn't have no one.
Thank
So,
you.
Kay, you are now unmuted.
Hey, yes, I lost myself for a while. Someone asked about taking 20,000 international units of vitamin D, maybe for a short period of time. But I learned just recently, Dr. Dean has said that you need magnesium for vitamin D to be absorbed. But if you take way too much vitamin D, you're using too much of your magnesium to take care of the vitamin D. So you need a better balance of magnesium with vitamin D.
he's taking both.
Yeah, well,
Magnesium.
if you take both, that's fine. But if you take massive amounts, someone asked about taking 20,000 international units. And if you were way, way low on vitamin D, you could probably do that for a short period of time, but you still need magnesium. And taking too much vitamin D can delete your magnesium because you're using too much magnesium to take care of the vitamin D.
A lot of doctors will not give more than 5,000 IUs of vitamin D because they just feel like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, again, you've got to do your research on this. I agree, 20,000 seems like a lot to me, but again, you need to do your research. I know sometimes they want to give you a shot of 20,000 at once. To me, that doesn't make sense. I would rather have it spaced out. I worry about getting that much at
he
once.
do that daily, and he used the oil capsules, you know, oil caps.
Yeah.
of
How
vitamin
much
D.
vitamin D does your dad take a day?
Just two
2,000.
two caps
Yeah.
with 10 each one. That's how
Okay.
much he used.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I'll give him some water. He's thirsty.
Okay, it is now almost 2:30, so just maybe one or two more questions, and then I would like to open it up to the group and unmute everyone.
There's not too many different questions here other than more comments. Water, how much water is he drinking daily? Speaking of water, him getting a drink. Tabyta, how much water does your dad drink a day? And what kind of water do you guys use?
Você toma uns 2 litros e meio, 3 litros de água?
De 3 a 4.
3 liters
3 liters.
of water, and we use a special device to filter water. You know, it's from vendor called it Nippon Flex. I don't know if.
Okay, so he uses a good water filter. Yeah. We use the Berkey water filter, Berkey. I happen to really like that one, the one that's available up here. Brazil obviously is going to have different water filters, but it is very important to drink filtered water.
Yes.
Very important. Okay, I think I allowed everyone. First of all, thank you, Tabyta, and thank you, Pedro.
Thank you.
We so appreciate you sharing your story. It's very inspiring. And we expect to have him on once he gets the use of his arms back. So this is a big deal. Pedro has gotten his voice back. I don't know, any of you who have lost your voice, I'm sure you would love to have it back. And he's able to eat on his own again. And he's able to get up on his own. Those are 3 big things that he can do that he couldn't do before. And we expect you on in about a year, and we're going to watch him running.
Yes, definitely.
and bouncing the basketball.
Yes, I hope so.
So again, this is a reversal in progress. And we're just very excited to be able to give you, really just empower you guys, because there is so much that you can do. So, okay, so everyone is unmuted at this point? Everyone should be unmuted.
My dad is going.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Everyone
Thank
wave
you.
goodbye to Pedro.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye-bye,
so
Pedro.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
And we had someone was about to share, Scott, before you got on.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, I mean, what do you think your dad voice came back after what treatment, like leap after leap or any other thing you think?
It was the leap. That was the leap. Yeah, that was the one. Although the Cis-T, the zeolite was really important. And the
I think you use both together, you know, makes a good work. Because with zeolite, we reduce the heavy metals, and the leaf, we can absorb a lot of nutrients. So they work really well together.
Thank you.
I'd like to just suggest a product that's out there on the Simplesa website. Simplesa is also the one that produces Deanna Protocol. But this product is called, it's an exercise program for ALS. And basically for $20, the most valuable thing out of it is a booklet, a pamphlet. The pamphlet was designed through a neurological physical therapist that deals with ALS patients. And it gives you exercises for 3 stages of ALS. You know, beginning stages, middle stages where you're semi-mobile, and then advanced where you're very immobile. And through this booklet that I ordered, you get a couple of exercise bands and a squeezy ball, but what's in the pamphlet, my son was not able to find work this summer, college kid. So he was around and I told him, hey, I'll give you a couple bucks at the end of the week if you go through these exercises with me. So I didn't have to use a paid physical therapist. He followed the booklet. We did the, advanced stages. I'd lay on the bed and he would go through the exercises verbatim in the book, and it was very, very helpful. So it's just something that if you feel like you want to move more and you don't have the support, but you have somebody around, a family or friend, and you order this booklet, it's really a guide for, a non-professional to use. And they're very safe. And like I said, it's accredited based on, who put the booklet together. And again, I'll type in the chat the website where you can find it.
Thank you, Julie. That's great. Thank you for sharing that in the chat.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start my goodbyes to everybody. And thank you all for coming. Okay.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Tabyta. And definitely thank Pedro. Yes, you guys are amazing. Keep on doing what you're doing and give us updates with progress, okay?
Yes.
All right. So bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, Susan, Dorothea. Bye-bye, Linda and Alan and James and Petra, Lynette, and, everybody. Kevin and Steve. And, boy, we got Deepa.
Goodbye from Joyce, too.
Karen.
Joyce.
Bye-bye, Joyce.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tony, Paula, nice
Bye,
to see
Bill
you.
and Sean and Anita. Bye-bye, Eileen. Bye-bye, Cynthia, Sandy, and Barb. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Robert. Okay, bye-bye, Bill. Bye-bye, David. Bye-bye. Bye, Shelley. Shelley Bowser. Great. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye, Bill. There's old Bill. There's Bill. Having all right, Bill. Bye-bye. Yes, you got Bill Garlos and Bill Bonnie there. Excellent. Bye-bye. Bye, Lorraine. It's always nice to see you. I remember the old days, Lorraine. Yes, fantastic. You look wonderful. Fantastic. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.